Today, we'll dive into the top 5 reasons why high-income Asian American couples still struggle with financial planning and how to navigate those challenges. So let's dive into the first reason why this might be the case. Number 1, lifestyle inflation. It's no surprise that as our income grows, so does our desire to spend more and to upgrade our lifestyle. Getting a better handle on your finances is not just all about restraining yourself from buying luxury goods, because a lot of times money can solve quite a few of life's annoyances. If you don't know what to prepare for dinner, just order food to be delivered, right? If your house is constantly a mess and you hate cleaning up and you don't have the time to do that, hire a cleaner once a month. But here's the catch. As your expenses rise with your income, you may still find yourself living paycheck to paycheck. Instead of budgeting, my favorite strategy to overcome lifestyle creep is to pay yourself first. If you have a 401k plan, that is the easiest way to get started. Because once you set up your automatic contribution, you don't even see the money hit your bank account, and it's less tempting to spend. The same goes for IRA accounts and taxable investments. I love paying yourself first as the main strategy because you know you can spend the rest of the money guilt-free, knowing that you have saved enough for the rainy day and eventual retirement. Number 2 reason, peer pressure. When you are surrounded by peers who spend extravagantly, it's tempting to keep up. Peer pressure was something I rarely struggled with too much for 2 reasons. First, throughout my high school, it was hard to fit in as an Asian immigrant in the Midwest, so you can't have peer pressure if you don't have any peers, right? And the second reason of all is I naturally think very long term. It's very easy for eating out and drinking to cut into your savings capacity significantly. For example, when I was fresh out of college, there was a group of us that all got hired and graduated around the same time. But since I was completely obsessed with my own early retirement, it was very easy for me to turn down all their offers of hanging out at sports games, spars, and random activities. And pretty soon, those offers stopped. Now, you don't want to live like a hermit, because I believe it's very important to cultivate relationships, especially early in life, because they can bring you a lot of fulfillment and potential for professional success. In hindsight, I think a more balanced approach would have been better. I still would have reached my financial goals a couple of years later, but I would have enjoyed my journey a lot more. But I only regret my choices a little bit because those extra savings, which I plowed right into my stocks and rental investments, has offered me a lot of more time, more energy, and flexibility in my life. So now I can reinvest my time in cultivating and maintaining relationships with the people truly important to me. Number 3, lack of communication. It's very normal for me to see one spouse have the desire to handle the finances and investments in a household, but I've also seen too many cases where it leads to financial disaster when the spouse taking control isn't competent or is too impulsive with their investment decisions. Ultimately, mistakes happen, and some even take it one step further by trying to keep the mistakes a secret. This not only hurts the marriage, but also their children's future. So schedule regular financial discussions with your partner. Make it a safe space where both of you can express your concerns, aspirations, and goals. And remember that you are a team, and having clarity on where you stand financially can alleviate many potential conflicts. Number 4, overlooking future needs. Back in 2019, I was working in a really good job. The hours were reasonable, the job was fun and easy for me, the pay and benefits were excellent, and I enjoyed my coworkers as well on top of that. At times, it was still tough to manage everything. The client load can be high at times, my wife also had a full-time job, and we had a newborn at home. On top of that, we didn't live near any family members who could help with childcare. During that period of time, every day of my life, I felt like I was walking on a tightrope. I was balancing everything and I was managing it well, but everything had to go perfectly. Every step had to go right. Then in March 2020, we got the news that everybody else got, that we'd be working from home and daycares were shutting down except for essential workers. This was an extremely challenging time for my wife and me. And to make matters worse, I had a new boss who had just started a couple of months ago who was unsympathetic towards my needs as a new father. After a string of interactions with my new manager that eroded my trust in him, I knew that in 2021, it was time to start enacting the plan to start my own financial advisory practice. I was initially planning on working for 2 more years until I got a decade of work experience under my belt. But the situation at home and work had deteriorated so much that I needed to make the choice to quit earlier. Had I not been planning and saving aggressively for the past decade, I would not have been able to leave my job when it was beginning to conflict with my needs to take care of my family and myself. High earners sometimes assume that their high income will continue indefinitely and neglect to plan for uncertainties in life like job loss, health issues, disability, or other unforeseen circumstances. Based on retirement research, the average person is forced to retire 3 years before their planned retirement date, with poor health and unexpected layoffs as the main culprit. It is prudent to plan ahead, save for the future, and get proper life and disability insurance coverage to cover the short-term risk before your long-term savings start to accumulate. If you have a long-term financial goal like early retirement, starting a family, or launching a business, don't wait to start saving and investing because you might be forced to make a decision earlier than you initially planned. Number 5. The complexity of personal finance. With high income often comes with a more complex financial situation. Stock options, multiple bank accounts, real estate investments, and more. Juggling these can be overwhelming, and if financial planning is not a top priority for you, it's very easy to select the default choices. For a lot of people, financial planning is something they don't think about until it's too late, and by then, they have already missed out on the benefits of compound growth. If you find all these too complex to navigate and to make decisions on, I think finding and working with an experienced and ethical certified financial planner is the way to go. So now let's talk about how to find a financial advisor that you'll like. Unfortunately, with how much money the financial service industry can make off of people, the industry is full of firms who are just out to sell inappropriate products to people who don't need them. I see this problem plaguing the Asian immigrant community with multi-level marketing firms ignorantly selling expensive index universal life products, claiming that it's going to be the perfect product for them and that everyone should buy one. That really frustrates me because I got into the industry to share my knowledge of financial planning, and I launched my own practice to bring the benefits of early planning to the people I personally care about and for the Asian American community. And let's say you recognize when something is too good to be true and you just ignore the product pitches. And if you find a reputable and established fee-only registered investment advisor, many times they operate under an asset under management mindset with the goal of trying to accumulate as much asset as possible. And that means younger people who are often hungry for financial planning and can benefit most from it get ignored by advisors because they just don't have enough assets for an advisor to charge a fee on. Despite my industry's shortcomings, I'm very happy with where the financial service industry is heading because there is a subset of independent financial advisory firms launched by people with very diverse backgrounds who are charting a new course and experimenting with new fee models to expand who we can serve, including those without any investment assets. In the meanwhile, offering a much more comprehensive planning and investment management experience for a straightforward, transparent, and non-commission based fee. So feel confident that you can find a financial advisor who is competent, experienced, acts in your best interest, and comes from a similar background as you. Good places to begin your search are National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, also known as NAPFA, Fee Only Network, and XY Planning Network. So in conclusion, having a high income is a fantastic advantage, but without careful planning and management, this can lead to many financial pitfalls. Achieving financial freedom isn't just about the amount on your paycheck. It's about understanding, managing, and making the most of it. When you're powered by financial independence, you can finally have the energy to do more of what you love. And I believe you can make a world a better place. If you like this video, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below so we can plan together. 再见。